Morning, guys. All right, so this will probably be the last set of instructions I'm going to give, but anyway, let's just kind of hit some things here. All right, so grades are being put in Power School. I should be up to date, basically, unless you turned something in the last several days that I just haven't had a chance to look at. Now, in terms of just important dates, so I need any missing work, any the stuff I'm giving you right now by the 28th of May. Okay, which is why the dating window on this is, or the dates for this week instructions are a little bit different. All right, so if you owe me anything, whether it's the children's book, it's any of the discussions, any of the reading guides, plus short answers, all that stuff needs to get in by really Thursday next week. And I would really appreciate it if you could just tell me, hey, I turned that in, I'll go look at it. All right, that'll make things a lot easier for me. All right, the next thing we want to talk about, what are we doing this week? All right, so last couple weeks you've been reading the Tibetan Book of the Dead. We're going to finish up basically that today or this week. So there's a reading guide for you to help you kind of pull out the main ideas. It's a slightly different reading passage. To me, this one is not nearly as repetitive. I think it's a lot more straightforward. But anyway, what we're basically trying to understand is this, like, how can we connect the ideas being kind of shared during the Book of the Dead or in the Book of the Dead back to some of the major principles and teachings of Buddhism, right? How does it connect to things like meditation? How does it connect to the Four Noble Truths, the Eightfold Path, all those things that we have been talking about? All right, and so then after you've read it, I want you to you can turn in the reading guide you've completed. I'll give you credit for that, right? And then I have a couple discussion questions that are kind of open-ended. I want you to jump in there and answer them, and then give replies. So you kind of know what you're doing at this point. Like that's not complicated. Now, the thing that is new that I think is super important is we're going to start talking about IAs. So on Canvas, I posted two really important documents for you. Let me show you what they are so you can kind of know what I'm talking about. So the first one I want to look at is this form right here. All right. So as you know, in this IB class, you're going to have to make an IA. The game plan for us as of right now is to use the beginning of the next year, like as soon as we get into school in August, that we will start to do the hardcore research and writing of your IA. That way we can kind of get it done, maybe put it away for a month or a few weeks at least, and then look at it again with fresh set of eyes to try to make sure we're doing it right and we feel good about what we're doing. So make sure we get the grade we want. So here's the thing, right? How does one even make an IA topic choice, especially in a class like this? So what I have here for you is a couple things. So you'll notice there's this outline right here, right? And it's kind of this like process designed to help you focus your thoughts and come together with a topic, because this is what's really important, right? You have to pick a topic and a question and a subject that you actually want to reach or research, that you want to understand, because if you pick something you don't care about or doesn't interest you, this is going to become such a nightmare. So I really, 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 really want to stress this to you. All right. Now, the other problem is this. Typically, there's like 9 classes we could talk about, but that's just not feasible for us to talk about all 9 of them. We've only really talked about 3. My hope was to give this to you after we'd completed 4, and at least give you more kind of a basis of knowledge. Now, here's the deal: you're definitely not limited to the ones we've talked about. You can do any of these religions you see here, but these are kind of like a checklist slash outline that should help you kind of figure out what you want to do. So this might require a little bit of research. So the other sheet you got from me was provided to us by Miss Williams, and I've included on there as well. It's just kind of like how to design essential questions, places to get information, how to do searching, especially for us as religion class. She was kind enough to make one specific for us. All right. And so the idea is that I really, really, really want you to kind of put some thought into this. So what I'm asking you to do between here and next week is this, all right? If you go back to the outline sheet, which is this thing right here, I would like you to make this outline, right, the one at the top, and then I want you to answer these questions. I would love this stuff in some form or fashion. I mean, by that I mean like done, not perfect, but done by end of next week. So then what I would like to do with you guys in that first week of June, because we still do instruction, even though grades don't go in. All right. Anyway, so what I want to do is I want to go through what you guys have said. Let's tweak it, ask some follow-up questions, see if we can maybe walk out of this end of the year with a plan, an idea of what we want to talk about, make sure we feel comfortable, we're happy with the choices we made. I'm not asking you to do any research over the summer. Now, the only thing I might, if I get news that something's going to be radically different in the fall, I might say, hey, maybe you might want to start looking at this a little bit more closely on your own. But then I'd give you online resources to make sure you can do that. But yeah, the goal here is that you should, before we go out this school year, have a topic, have a direction, have an idea, have some feedback from me so that you know where you're headed and you feel good about it. And we both feel good about it so that when we get into school in August, fingers crossed, that we can jump straight into this and we're not playing catch up, figuring out what I want to do. Hopefully that makes some sense. All right. The other thing I'm going to ask is you guys, if you could, all right, I'll pull this up, go back to instructions here. Most of you have done a really good job of staying engaged. There's a few people who have kind of dropped off. If you know them, like if you have contact with them, I'm going to reach out to them as well. Because this IA thing to me is so important. It's so vital that you guys take the time to do this now and not push it off. And having to do this in August when everyone else is already jumping head first into research and writing, and you're just trying to figure out what you're going to write about, please reach out to them if you know them, if you have contact with them, make sure they're doing it. I mean, I will do my part, but I'm also asking you because sometimes, they maybe not ignore you as much as they'll ignore me. All right, lastly, so we're gonna do live class on Friday at 10 a.m. And basically what I wanna do is kind of wrap up the conversations about the Tibetan Book of the Dead, and so that we can kind of move on. So we'll highlight the major themes, big ideas, and that's kind of it. All right, guys. I hope you're staying safe. I hope you guys are feeling all right. If you have any questions, just reach out to me. But otherwise, I will see you on Friday during class. All right, bye.